All right, today I'm working on an F150. I believe this is a 2001 or a 2002. We are going to be replacing the fuel pump. I will show you how to do this in a simple setup. We don't have to remove the bed. You can if you want. Other people prefer to remove the bed, but I'm able to do it without removing the bed. So you can just do this by yourself and you don't need an extra hand. Now for the people that cry about it, oh, take out the bed, it's so much easier. I'm not going to sit here and take out the bed. The bed is freaking heavy. I'm not going to hurt my back and all that. Or damage the customer's body for that. So that's another reason why. If you haven't already, give it a thumbs up, comment down below if you have any questions, and hit that subscribe button for more upcoming videos in the future. And we'll go ahead and start the video right after the intro. All right, sounds good. So we are going to be jacking up the car from the differential, and then you can use your jack stands to support the differential. I'm going to still keep it up because it's easier for me. I think we can probably sneak out the fuel tank without removing the drive shaft. If we need to remove the drive shaft, I will mention on how to do that later on. So yeah, I think we'll be fine. If you need to, since this is a rear-wheel drive, you need to put chucks up in the front. We're flat, we don't need to worry about that. If you put on your emergency brakes, it's not going to do anything, just so you're aware. We have our fuel line right there. And then the same thing, we have our filler neck right over there. So I don't think we need to disconnect it. Yeah, I'm just going to take off the drive shaft just to make it more easier. You need a 12-point socket or a wrench that can grab that, but I would recommend using a 12-point socket. So we're going to go ahead and take these off. Let me find out the bolt for these just so I can just squeeze right up in here and, you know, work on it more easier. All right, so we're going to go ahead and take off these 4 12 millimeters. Make sure you use a 12-point socket. I used a box inch wrench. So if you can use a wrench just like this, if I can get this to focus. So you want to use a wrench just like that, 12-point. Make sure it hugs this just like that, and then you'll be able to take it off. I'm pretty sure you can fit a socket on these. I'm able to do it with the Icon mountain wrench, or Icon wrench. It's a double-sided box wrench, and this is perfect. I'm not going to record that process, but just we're going to go ahead and take this off, and then we'll get back to the video as soon as we take off all 4 bolts. So one right here, one right there, and one right there, and then one right up there. Alright, so now we got to take off the drive shaft from here. We can either get a pry bar, try to pry it in between there, or get a dead blow hammer, see if I can hammer it out. So just like that. You want to hit this piece and not the aluminum. If you hit the aluminum, you'll have a whole crazy amount of vibration. We're not going to take it out of the transmission. If you do take out the drive shaft from the transmission right here, I don't know if you can see that. So we're just going to slide it over. I'm just going to lift up the exhaust a little bit and just kind of move this over, just so this gives me enough room to work in. So I think, yeah, this will be perfect room just to work right here. So as you can see, now we'll have easier access to our 2 straps, and we can sit inside. I'm going to be using my knees to be holding up the fuel tank. I probably maybe have about half a tank in here. So yeah, about half a tank I have in here. We put about like $15 of gas, and then it already had some gas. It sounded empty at the time when I was working on it. I didn't know if the gas gauge was off. So these guys are going to be 13 millimeters, so one right here and then one right there. We'll go ahead and loosen those up, and again, I'm going to use my knees. If you don't feel comfortable using your knees, you can lower the car and then just have the jack help you support it, and then I'm just going to be right up here. Then also too, I have a special tool right here. I think you can rent these at AutoZone. I don't even know. I had this tool for a long time. I paid like $25 for the tool. this Fords have a little special locking tool. Part number is 25156. You really need a 3/8 ratchet. You'll tighten this. These are adjustables. You can use these for all sorts of fuel pumps. So yeah, let's get her done, and we're gonna go ahead and pull these off. So I'm only going to show you for the first strap. So once we loosen out one of the straps, we're going to move it out the way. So you're going to do this for both of them if needed. So once you get the strap all loosened out just like that, you're going to spin it one way. And then right there should be able to come right out. So we'll leave one for the rear right there. You don't want to try to bend them or pry them. So the take was a little bit more heavier than what I thought it was, and it slipped out of my hand, and my impact cut actually saved my butt from destroying anything. Thank God, because that's the last thing I want is a line ripping out. Oh, okay, so no, this one we don't need a special tool on, but I know on some of the Fords we do. So these are 8mm that is going to be holding in the fuel pump. Here's our little quick disconnection right here, or our fuel tank harness. We have a little plug right here that we just press down and then we pull right back. So right here you can see we have this little tab, we just push right in. And then right here for these guys, make sure that this is disconnected. We might have some fuel that's going to spray out on this, and we'll just pretty much, you just squeeze them. I don't think you need to press these. Be careful with your eyes. So for this guy right here, the one on the left side, we are going to squeeze the clips in. So we're just going to push these guys right in just like that, and then we're going to push them right out. So you see them right there. So I push this one out just like that, and then we're going to pull right out. I'm going to have my hand in the way, and then make sure you have a glove or a rag. Fuel might spray out, because we're able to actually get the car running. So you're gonna slide it up on out. No fuel came out, so all right, we're good on that. Now for the red one, you are going to, all right, so for this red one right here, so what we're going to go ahead and do is we're going to pull this clip down just like that, and then we're going to push this guy right down and just push right in. We're going to push both of them, and I want to see if you can see this as much as possible. So push this little tab in. Same thing for right here. We're just going to push these two right in. There we have it. So now we're free from disconnecting this, and then now we're going to go ahead and pull it back. I'm just going to move the camera out the way. So just be careful with your eyes. We're just going to spin it right up on out. Sorry, a little fuel came out. We'll go ahead and just leave this one right up here, so not too much fuel comes right out. And then now we're ready to remove the fuel tank. So we're gonna grab an 8mm and remove these. All right. Another thing is to make sure you blow off your area. Mine's really not that dusty. All right, so now at this point, we're gonna just go ahead and pry right back. should literally come right out, but if it doesn't, you can just pry at the lip just like that. Able to use my flathead. Now fuel's gonna come out. Let me see if we can sneak this out just like that. I know this hose seems pretty kinked, but I still have enough free play. And same thing for the other hoses. Nothing is being in the way. The filler neck is actually holding in a lot of the weight, and so is my leg. And I took off the pretty right here. I have the battery pack just holding it just a tad bit, just so we're able to sneak out this guy. So I know that one has like the biggest kink in it. I mean, it might destroy the hose, but I don't think so, since it is old and brittle. And then same thing for right over there. Just be careful with those little nipples. They're called rollover check valves. So if these do break, you have to replace the whole fuel tank, I believe. All right, so here's our new fuel tank. Obviously it's gonna go in a certain way. Make sure we put in our floater in first, and then it should just slide in. Shouldn't have any problems. Just like that. And then our O-ring is actually on the fuel pump. That's why you see these little nipples right here. So you see those right there. And then we're gonna go obviously ahead and spin these guys right around. And this is how they should be. Might as well just bolt them up right now. Start our little thread process. And so now we're gonna go ahead and tighten down all the bolts. Try to do it in a little star pattern. So I'm gonna go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Make sure you kind of work your way too before tightening one all the way down. So we'll just pull off our little plastic caps that are right here that are on the fuel pump itself. I'm gonna go ahead and lift up the fuel tank with my legs. All right, so we're gonna go ahead and connect our red one in first. I would recommend to put some dielectric grease in it so you don't destroy the O-ring. You would put the dielectric grease right here. I just don't have any right now at the moment, so I think we should be fine. And then same thing, we'll just clip these guys right back in. All right, cool. And then we'll go ahead and connect our fuel pump. And that's pretty much it. We're just gonna go ahead and lift up, tighten down the strap, and yeah. Alright, so now we're going to put in our other strap. And then the way how you would put them in, you would just kind of slide it in just like that and just spin it right around. Now we're ready to put in the drive shaft, so we'll just slide it right over. And then we're just going to bolt that in. So I still have this thing loose. I don't have it fully seated in. This will just help tighten down the bolts, or start off the bolt threads first. And then once we get all the bolts threaded in by hand, then we'll go ahead and seat in the drive shaft into the rear yoke. All right, so we got this all tightened down. Now we're pretty much ready to drop down the car. All right, so what we're gonna go ahead and do, we're gonna go in the vehicle and we're gonna prime up the fuel system. So we're gonna put it on the on and off position a few times. So we'll go 1, 2, and what you're doing is we're getting rid of any air in the system. So about like on the 4th one, this is where we're gonna start it at. So once it primes, and we'll how much gas do we have? We about had half a tank. I know it was a little bit heavy, but yeah, half a tank of gas. And yeah, but if this video helped you out, give it a thumbs up, comment down below if you have any questions, and hit that subscribe button for more upcoming videos in the future. And thanks for watching, guys.